Hi there, thanks for joining me. I just wanted to do a quick video. It's not going to be quick, even though I always say quick. We're going to do a video on how to make a 3D felt succulent using your embroidery machine and digitizing it with SewArt. Okay, so we're just going to go right into this. I went on the internet and I looked up succulent template free. And this was the first thing that came up that I liked. So I went ahead and I brought it up and I right clicked on it, chose copy image, and then I opened up Microsoft Paint. And so I know a lot of you use Inkscape and Surecut. No, that's for cutting. Surecut's a lot. Oh, what was that? Let's paste it. And then we need to click out so that it's not selected anymore and that doesn't happen again. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and choose our freeform selection. The one I want to use is this one. So you can choose any of them that you want. They're pretty much the same shape, just made bigger and smaller. But these are for paper succulents, so people like to print them out and then just cut them right off of here, which is why they're all different sizes. But we only need just this one, and we're going to change the sizes, but we can do that with just one. And we're going to grab the biggest one because the biggest one has the highest resolution and it's easier to work with. So we're going to just choose copy, open SewArt, and we're going to paste. Okay, and that's going to bring our guy in here. And while it still has all these pixels and all these colors and stuff, let's go ahead and resize it. And we're going to max out our matte. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and crop it first. Sorry about that. Let's get real close. We don't want any of that white area wasting our precious designing space. Okay, choose crop. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and resize image while it has all of these pixels, and hopefully it'll keep a smoother image. So let's put 3.9 is the biggest I can have for my machine right now. Okay, so that's going to bring it, it's going to max out the thing, and this is going to be our step number 3, okay? And I'm doing it backwards because I like doing the big to last. It's just, it helps me make sense of the layering. Okay, so with this, it's probably going to tell us we still have like 200 colors. Yep, 256. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and reduce it all the way down to 50 right off the bat. Okay, that didn't change anything. So where were those 256 colors? It's crazy. Now we're going to posterize it just to see if it helps at all. And that helped tons. Look at that. Nice. Okay, and we'll go back to our color reduction. It's still saying 18 colors, so let's go to OK. Let's merge range, or merge. Let's merge anything over 5%, okay? That's pretty much everything. Okay, good. So we just have our green and our white, okay? So let's click on this and get out of here. Let's choose our fill region bucket tool and choose a new green. I like to fill in with the SewArt colors. I feel like it just makes sure that all the pixels get taken care of. Okay, so we're going to choose that to get out. And this is done. This is ready to go to the stitch image button, okay? We're going to come over to the stitch image button. And the default is going to be fill. This is what it's going to look like when you normally come in here. But because I've been playing around, it saves it on what I was using. Okay, so I'm going to choose the outline border. You can do the outline or the applique border with this. It just gives you a lot of steps that you really don't need. Okay, so we're just going to click on this. Make sure that your height on this is 2. And for the larger stuff on SewArt for bean stitches, 35 to 40 is really pretty. So we'll choose that. And the bean stitch doesn't always close at the end. Like it doesn't always meet up with where it began in SewArt. So you have to go in and double check and make sure that did. And sometimes moving your cursor around helps, but not always. Oops. But anyways, don't do it on a corner because if it skips that last stitch on the corner, if you're up on a corner, it's going to be really noticeable. It's not really noticeable down here. Okay. So let's just highlight it. And that looks like the gap isn't there anymore. So let's close menu, File, save as. We don't need to save an image file. Okay, so we're gonna do our desktop, and Succulent temporary is where I'm putting everything. And step 3, bean stitch. Okay, that's gonna help me know it all, know which one this is. Okay, I'm gonna choose save, and it's successfully saved. So now we're gonna go to clear stitches. We're gonna go up here to the stitch image button. We're gonna go here to the resize image, and we're gonna bring it down to 2.5. Click OK. Choose the stitch image button. Choose your outline border, height of 2, length of 35, probably not. Let's go down to length of 25. Because it's getting smaller, you don't want such a big bean stitch. It won't be able to outline it very well. The smaller you go, the smaller the bean stitch, the better the results. Okay, so there we go. Has a little bit of a gap. Maybe we can get rid of that by choosing somewhere else. Looks like it got rid of it. So we're going to close that, file, save as, cancel, desktop, Succulent folder, step 2. Save. Okay. And then we're going to clear stitches. We need 3 layers, and then we also need our fill stitch at the very end that's going to layer everything together. Okay, so we're going to go to stitch image. We're going to bring this down and make it even smaller. Let's make it 1.5. Click OK. Go back into stitch image, and we'll bring this down to 2 and 20. Choose the border, check it out, delete that. This looks like when we made it smaller, it made it harder for the thing to go through. That's okay. We're just going to take our paintbrush, freehand, smallest one, and let's choose the white that's on here. And we're just going to open this up. Okay. So it's hard to see, but whenever SewArt made it smaller, it kind of closed up some of these gaps and made it difficult for the bean stitch to know where to go. So that's all. It's nothing major. Okay, so we go back to our stitch image button, and let's choose again and see how that went. Much better. Okay, that is so adorable. Okay, so file, save as, step 1. Okay. Step 1, desktop. Oh, I meant step 1 bean stitch, but that's okay. Okay, and we're going to save it in our Succulent folder, step 1 bean stitch. Okay, and then we're going to clear stitches, and this is our last step. Okay, we are going to, and the reason I wanted to do all of the bean stitches first at once, and then this is going to be our last step, but it's going to be a fill stitch. Okay, so we're going to bring this down to 1 inch and click OK. And then we're going to choose stitch image button again. And I am zoomed in to 300%, but it's going to be very little. Okay, so choose our stitch image, choose fill, and we're just going to go ahead and click the same spot and let it go in and fill. Okay, we're going to choose file, save as, cancel, step 5. Step 5, fill, and choose save. Okay. And now let's take SewWhatPro, or let's open SewWhatPro. It's going to ask me if I want to update, and I don't right now because it's telling me that I need to go to the website and manually update it, and I'm just lazy. I just want to use my SewWhatPro. Okay. Oh, didn't give me a message this time. Okie doke. So in here, we're going to go to File, Open. Okay. And we're going to go to our desktop. We're going to go to Succulent Temporary. We're going to have step 1. Oh no, it didn't save my, I jumped way ahead. Okay, File, Save As, Cancel. Oh, there's my step 5. Step 5 fill, but it needs to go to the desktop. Silly. Succulent, step 4, I mean. Maybe that's why, because I needed to fix it. There is no step 5. Whew, woman. Okay. So we're going to go in here to SewArt and we're going to, or SewWhatPro, and we're going to open up our desktop. We're going to open up our folder that we have everything in. We're going to open up step 1. We're going to choose Open, Edit, Merge. Oh, File, Merge, sorry. And then we're going to merge step 2. File, Merge, step 3. File, Merge, step 4. Okay, so we're going to turn this into one single file that has 4 steps instead of having 4 files like we'd have to do if we were just using SewArt. Okay, so SewWhatPro gives us the option to turn it into one file. We're going to File, Save As, Succulent, Combined. Okay, choose Save. Okay, and that is all there is to it. Well, you know, you have to put it onto your machine. And if you don't know how to do that, this is one of the first times you're watching one of my videos. I'll show you really quick. I have all of those folders on my desk, or all of those files on my desktop. I'm going to open up my Succulent Temporary one, but I'm going to use the Succulent Combined, and I'm going to move it to the removable disk. You can right click and copy on it, or you can just drag it. It says removable disk on, it should say it on yours too. You can copy and then open the removable disk and paste it in there, or you can just drag it down. Okay, so now this is done on the computer. I'm going to set up my phone and we'll see you in a second. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, so we're back, and here is my original one that I did. So here's step 1, it's this guy, step 2, step 3, and step 4. So to make better explanation of this, we're going to print out step number 1 first. Sew out step number 1 first. We're going to cut it out, rehoop some stabilizer, do step number 2, cut it out, rehoop some stabilizer, do step number 3, then we're going to leave step number 3 on the stabilizer on the machine, and then we're going to place these 2 that have already been cut out over the top of the middle. You want to kind of shift them a little bit so that your gaps are just a little bit different, you know, to kind of make it look a little bit more organic. But in this one, I could have placed this a little bit better. Look how it went off to the side a little bit. But that's going to put them all together. Number 4 is going to put all of them together. And I did put a piece of sulky over it whenever I did it, but it kind of just slid around. It didn't seem to matter. So I'm not going to use sulky again this time. What you're going to need is you're going to need to hoop your stabilizer. I'm just using garden fabric, and I know that that trips a lot of people out, but it's super cheap, so you can just go through it like crazy. Okay, so and I've been using it for years. It's nothing new. It's changed my life and allowed me to do so much stuff that I wouldn't have done if I had to go to the store and, you know, purchase stabilizer all the time. stuff like this, because I would have preferred to use tearaway stabilizer because it's stiffer, but I just didn't have enough. But this seems to actually be cute because it's very soft for kids. Okay, not that kids care about succulents, because I think that we would probably use these more to decorate with than children would play with them. But anyways, what you're going to need is 3 sheets of acrylic felt is what I have. You can probably use anything. This is the stuff you can get at Walmart. It's made from recycled plastic bottles, so I think it's pretty cool. But you want to take off all the labels. You don't want your sewing machine to try to sew through that. And the ones at Hobby Lobby, it doesn't say EcoFit on them, but I'm pretty sure that's how they make all the felt these days, if it's not fresh from you know, animal wool. Okay, so we're gonna just go ahead and jump right in. I've opened up my design. When it's on my machine, it looks like this, and that looks so pretty to me. So I'm gonna upload it onto the machine. It's gonna give me 4 pieces, right? I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna double check. So this is step number 1 is the small one, medium, large, and then this is our tack down. Basically, it's our fill stitch that's going to be the middle, and it's going to tack everything down. Now if you want to do layered flowers, oops, you can do the same kind of thing. Just, you know, twist them, and then do a fill stitch that kind of seals it all together. Okay, that'll make them really sturdy. So I'm just going to set up real quick and look right here. Have it pointed there. I'm really sorry about this too. My tripod died and I'm really struggling with keeping everything looking nice. Okay, oh, first of all, I wanted to tell you, kind of skipped ahead a little bit. With your felt, you're going to want to fold it in half, long ways, okay? And you're going to want to cut it right in half. And then you're going to fold it long ways again. And cut it right in half. Okay, you want to do that 3 times. Okay, step 1, step 2, step 3. So you're going to need 1.5 pieces to complete this specific project. Okay, so we're just going to take some regular tape on the back of your hoop. Notice that this is upside down. This is to avoid having to do the tack down and all those other things on an applique, and now I can't find my tape. Okay, sorry about that. Had to grab tape. So I'm just using regular Scotch tape left over from Christmas, and you just have to put 1 little piece there and 1 little piece at the top, and that will keep it on the bottom, keep it sandwiched nice and neat in the bottom. Okay, and then we're going to place another piece right on top, and then we're going to bring it over here to the machine, and you're going to want a color that's going to look good with what you're trying to do for your thread, for bobbin and the top. You don't want a different color bobbin, okay? What is that orb? Okay, ready? We're gonna stitch out piece number 1. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so we're just gonna take that out, and we're going to cut it out. I'm going to cut it out. I'm not going to make you guys sit through that though. Okay, so then we get more stabilizer. We load up our hoop again. I know it's a lot of repetition, but it's so cute. You could probably do that with like a lily pad too. You put like the pink lily on the top. Oh, there's so many different things we can do with this. So just kind of run with it and, you know, share with me, of course, what kind of stuff you've created after watching this video, if you're inspired to make stuff like this. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. Oh, it's still zoomed in. Oh my goodness. Okay, so remember, flip it over. One piece in the back. 2 quick pieces of tape. And I am almost out of tape. Oh. I'm going to be using double-sided sticky tape in a second because I ain't got time to run out of tape. And that's the only kind of tape I have left. Okay, so we're going to bring it back over here to the orb machine. Okay, and it's going on to step number 2. And that's just a bigger bean stitch of the same succulent leaves, okay? Okay, and same thing again. We pop it out, we cut it out, and then we load up a new one. This is going to be our last one though, okay? Ooh, it looks like I have some tape I can still use. I don't need to use a double-sided. Okay, so I'm going to load up my stabilizer one more time. And I just keep them on big strips of the garden fabric because it's easy to cut right off once I got it in there. Okay. Alright, so we flip it over and grab our final pieces. This is our back piece. We're going to use the leftover tape because it just has to stay on there a minute until we can get that bean stitch going, and then after that it won't shift. At least it shouldn't. Okay, so it's all ready for the final piece. Okay, so I'm going to put this in here. Okay, put my presser foot down, press go. This is the final big piece, and then we're going to layer everything together, and then we're going to let it sew itself together with step number 4, and that's that last little fill piece. Okay, so that is finished. We're going to raise our presser foot up. We're going to bring this guy in, and let's turn it so they're not exactly the same. And then we're going to wedge this guy in there too. Okay, so we can bring that up just a little bit by pushing up on our Q foot on a Brother machine. Not sure what it is on other machines. Okay, so that's kind of centered as good as it can be for now. And like I said before, I put Silky Salvia on it, but it just kind of pushed it off. So I'm just going to press start, and it's going to start sewing it out. And it is having to go through a bunch of layers doing a fill stitch, so it might look a little funny at first. Centered it very well, but it will still sew it together nice. Well, friends, I don't know what happened. I'm guessing it's not guessing. It's because of the thickness, but it's really weird because I had zero problem with this one. This one was a dream. So I'm guessing maybe one of these sheets of acrylic are thicker than the rest. I'm not sure. It's a little bit of a bummer. It activated the safety device on my machine and broke my needle, and it was really weird. So I stopped it and I popped it out, and it's cute still. I'm probably gonna glue a little maybe don't do a whole thing in there, maybe just do a little circle to kind of sew it all together. I think it was really struggling because it had to do an underlay before it did anything. So I should have thought about that, but it didn't give me any problems the first time. So anyways, this is the conclusion to this succulent video. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it out, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.